Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into gear here, just because a lot of people will talk about this and how you need OP trinkets and all that. If anything, this video is proof that you don't. I suck at Guardian. I literally started playing this just to do Mage Tower. So, yeah, you don't, I honestly don't think you need any prior experience to this spec to be able to complete this, but that's just me. So gear-wise, make sure you don't go under 50 item level. Everything gets scaled down to 50, and if it's under 50 item level, it doesn't get scaled up. You can't use legendaries, and you can't use like tier sub bonuses and stuff like that. Imagine y'all already know that. I bought the Wormhide helm just because it has 2 sockets on it. These are the gems I put into it. You're pretty much just going for agility. You can only have one Saber's Eye and one of these meta gems. Shadowlands gear that has sockets on it, just use versatility. I used these bracers. These are from Dreamgrove. You unlock them like immediately if you played in Legion. You don't have to use these, obviously. They just had versatility, and they had a socket. That's all I cared about. If you can find other bracers that have a socket, honestly, that's all I would really care about. I used this gem. There's a 4 agility gem, but it was really expensive, so I used 3. These are the bracers. I used just another belt from Shadowlands because it had my socket. I use these boots. These are on the auction house. These are just a Legion legendary. They have 3 sockets on them. These are the gems I used. Leviathan's Eye of Agility, Kraken's Eye of Agility, and Delicate Primordial Ruby, just another 3 agility. These are gems are all pretty cheap. They're only like 1 to 3k each. I guess that kind of depends on your server. Hopefully you don't play on a dead server. This is just a Shadowlands ring with a socket on it. Had versatility mastery, so I bought that. And then this was just a random trinket I saw on the auction house because I didn't have Guardian trinkets. And I was like, wow, that heals me and gives me armor? That looks awesome. So I bought it. I bought a green halberd. It had avoidance on it, had versatility mastery, and I put lightless force on it. You don't need some god tier weapon that gives you like extra fucking damage on hit or anything. Just find something that has the stats you need. Avoidance and leech are great. And the enchant is lightless force. Obviously enchant's pretty important, so get lightless force if you can. I think there's some other weapon enchants you can use that give you like extra damage on attack, but lightless force seemed cool because it launched something out in front of me and I thought that was awesome, so that's what I used. Consumables, pretty important. When you're learning, don't use the ones that you lose on death. Just kind of use like your armor kits. I have a bunch of heavy DSLR armor kits for raid progression because I raid in Shadowlands. It's a bad experience. Then I use a greater flask of the currents just because it came out in BFA and it was cheap and gives me agility. I think all the flasks get scaled down, so it doesn't matter. Shadow Core oil just because that's a Legion exclusive thing, and yeah, would use that. I use Silver Eel sausages because they give versatility, and I use Battle Scarred Augment runes just because they're cheaper. Like I said, they all get scaled down, so even the new ones that give you 17 just get scaled to down to 5, just like these will. So I use those. And then drums. Yeah. I think, honestly, all these consumables are required. There's also a Spiritual Healing Potion, especially Unbridled Fury. They're probably getting scalped right now on your server, so hopefully they're not too expensive. But, yeah. Drums and Unbridled Fury are, in my opinion, the most required out of any of these. The others are pretty cheap, and there's no reason not to pick them up. They're all required, man. Just you gotta use them. I literally died in my kill, but I played pretty poorly as well. So maybe if you're probably better than me, you can get it down. But yeah, talents. These talents I used. Heart of the Wild, extremely important just for the early damage. Mighty Bash, people talk about for extra survivability on Kruul. I think it sucks, honestly. The damage in phase 1 to get the boss dead before there's 3 Infernals is awesome. So yeah, I run Heart of the Wild. People say you can run Renewal or Wild Charge. Honestly, I think if you're running Renewal, you're just doing something wrong, and you need to get your mechanics down better before you that it's as simple as that. You just need to get mechanics down better. Wild Charge just helps out so much in the last phase when you're getting pushed around a lot. And like if you're getting pushed away from an orb that you really need to hit because you're about to die, which is what I did. And yeah, use that. It's kind of ironic that I say you need to get better at mechanics when I know that I played that fight fucking terribly. But, you know, I'm just trying to emphasize that this fight is just, it's mechanics. And being able to do mechanics while also doing damage. That's all this fight is. But yeah, that's it. We're going to go ahead and get into the actual fight now. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my opener first. I'm going to go ahead and as soon as I come in, I put on my consumables and that's how I kind of spend the first 30 seconds. The unfortunate many times you're going to have to watch this stupid conversation. It gets through that, pop my augment rune, and I get ready. I want to stand close to him, that way my weapon enchant Lightless Force hits him, so I'm getting closer. As soon as he comes out, I'm going to open with 2 Wraths, and then I pop Heart of the Wild after that. Immediately Star Surge, and then put my dots on him. That way Star Surge is on cooldown. You're going to kick his first drain life with Typhoon. That way you don't have to leave Moonkin form. You get more damage onto him. Ideally, by the time you're damaging these ads, he should be at 80%. So I swap the ads, put Sunfire on them, and go Bear form and start swiping. You can tank the ads for quite a bit in Moonkin form. In Moonkin form, but you really want to swap to Bear, obviously. That way you can start doing AoE damage as soon as possible, and you also have to kick them with the Incap Roar. The Incap Roar is on a GCD, so you kind of need to just kind of stop what you're doing for a second and make sure you cut out a moment to actually do it. I'm going to actually talk more about these Nether Horror ads here in a second, so we're going to go into them real quick. All right, I'm going to talk about all the ads in P1 real fast, and then we'll talk about Kruul. So the Nether Horrors, like I said, are going to come out. They're pretty intimidating when you first start doing the boss, but they're actually a lot easier to handle than you might think. All you have to do is kick them after they finish their cast. So here they come. I thrash, swipe, here it comes. They finish their cast, and then I kick them with Incap Roar, and they will never cast again. You can actually get on the outer ring of the boss and kick both him and the boss at the same time. I will actually use this on the next ad wave to kick both his drain life and kick their cast. I recommend learning that just because it makes this boss so much easier, because that lineup will happen multiple times. Also, only do 1 thrash and 1 swipe, and then save yourself to do the Incap Roar. That way you're not on GCD. If you try to sneak another swipe, you might find yourself on the GCD and you won't make it in time. There's the kick. I stop his drain life and stop their cast, and then they just die. As you can see, the ads actually do a lot less damage than you might think they do. I was able to tank the Infernals and all the ads and the boss without Bark Skin and be just fine. I'll rewind that to kind of show that. This Infernal spawns, I'm down low because as soon as they come out, they do a lot of damage. Dot the eye like usual. And here's 2 Infernals now. I've got 2 Infernals, a big boy, a little boy. I'm only dotting the big one because I want to get him down to the other Infernal's HP so they both die at the same time. And then I'm literally just tanking all of them. No Bark Skin, no nothing, and I'm fine. Doesn't do anything. They're pretty easy to handle. And then just DPS the boss. The eyes, really simple. As soon as they come down, dot them. If you dot them late, know that they're probably going to get their cast off. So either dot them again or just stare at them. So whenever it does finish, they don't knock you off the edge. You can see he's doing the stare. If you get a Moonfire proc, I wouldn't recommend putting a Moonfire proc into them, but it will usually one-shot them. Infernals are just as easy, in my opinion. They'll come down, they will do damage, do a lot of damage when they first come down, and then as they die, they do less and less and less. All you gotta do is dodge their knockback. It's like this little, see that like cloud of shit on the ground? That's it. And it's a lot thinner than you think it is too. It looks like that, see, like I'm literally just walking around them, but that last one, you can see I'm standing in it, and it hits me, and I don't get knocked back. It's pretty thin, a lot thinner than you might think it is. So yeah, that's really it. The Infernals, I dot them with Moonfire and Sunfire if I can. Moonfire every time, Sunfire if I can. That way they just die more reliably. And yeah, going into Kruul, you really, in my opinion, you have to have the floor clear like I have right now. I kill literally everything right here at the exact same time. Both infernals go down, all the ads go down. There's only like one eye up here, I think, in a second. I think he spawns it, and I hit it with a sunfire or something. A sunfire to hit both the infernal and him. And then I just start dumping everything I have into Inquisitor, spamming Moonfire. Do that. I think I hit like even a crit on my Star Surge. But yeah, now I'm dealing with Kruul, no ads up, and it makes it so much easier. Rewinding to the start of the phase. You're gonna want to pop. You're gonna pop the Fury or whatever your thing that allows you to generate a lot less Berserk. You're gonna cast Berserk, Drums, and Unbridled Fury at the same time, and then just pump as much damage into Kruul as you possibly can. I'm not a Guardian God. I literally just spammed Thrash and Mangle and just try to do as much damage as I possibly can, and Mangle on proc. And yeah, that's all I did. I will typically only use my Fury for Iron Fur in this phase. Actually, not typically, every time. You can see his first Annihilated cast is a joke. He comes down, I'm just damaging him as much as I can, getting a bunch of Fury. I hit 91 Fury here, and then I just start dumping my Fury into Iron Furs for the first Annihilate. I don't need anything else other than that. I go down to 30%, and I'm still just pumping everything I have into the boss. I'm going to use one of the orbs here in a second. All these nether horrors are coming out, and they're going to go to Velen. They're going to do some damage to him. I don't want them to one-shot him, so I'm also going to get knocked back with Infernal, charge back to them, hit this to stop their cast, and then do damage to them as well. I didn't stop it after they started casting, so I'm going to have to kick it again. That's why I still have Incap, so Incap and kick them, and just finish them off, and keep going on Kruul. The second Annihilate is a little bit more intimidating, but it's really not that big of a deal if you can do Bark Skin or Heal or Iron Furs. It's just it's kind of the same as the first one. The third and fourth are really the scary ones. You can see I have Bark Skin up. I actually tanked these ads for a second, but it's fine. Hit an orb for a full heal. Honestly, probably didn't even need it, but just keep doing it damage to the boss. Last thing really about Kruul is his cast. He has a cast called Twisting Reflection. If he gets it off, you wipe. You're not going to kill him. You can keep going to try and practice the phase, but if that cast goes off, you are probably not going to kill him. Heals him just too much. So he very, very rarely casts it. I only had to kick it once in my actual kill, as you can see, and I'm just tunneling as much damage as I can, and just focusing on the Annihilates and picking up these nether horrors. Here they go again, tanking them. They're dying. I'll let the video play from here. So I've got two orbs here. Still just tunneling as much damage as I possibly can to them. These little beams that go across the floor are also a joke, by the way. If you start getting caught by them, you literally just jump through them. Don't try to run through them. Jump through them, and yeah, that's it. Or you can charge back to the boss if they start pushing you pretty far. But save your Skull Bash for, if you can, for the kicks. But here he goes. I'm just, he's getting pretty low here. So this is when I start using my orbs. I really don't want the fourth. I survived the third Annihilate cast with Survival Instincts, which is Bear's Form of Shield Wall. It reduces your damage by 50%. And that's all I really needed. I think I had Iron Fur stacks and that and a heal. And that was fine. And the fourth one kills me every time, as you can see. That was the fourth cast right there. I just got fucking smacked. I was full HP and everything. And if I had timed my actual orb usage better, you can see my heart's like beating through my chest here because this is my first kill. But I used the orb there. I think he spawns another one. Yeah, he just spawned another one underneath him. And I incap him to stop his cast, and then I immediately use another one, because I was just so scared. If I had delayed it, I probably would have lived. But yeah. If you get him low enough that he does what he's about to do, see where he runs in the middle, even if you're dead, and even if Velen dies, you're fine. As soon as he's doing these animation, you're in the clear. These nether horrors come out, and they're just going to one-shot Velen because he's useless. And bam, he's dead. But even though we're both dead, because he's doing this animation, I will get the actual achievement drop here. And that's it. I know I kind of abandoned all format there at the end to just kind of talk about everything, but really, it just takes practice. Like you have to get the consumables. You don't need any busted trinkets that need reputation or anything. Just go to the auction house, buy what you need to buy the potions, buy the whatever, and slam out pulls on the boss. I would avoid using your consumables that you lose whenever you die, like your food and your augment runs and stuff, until you get pretty confident with the boss. But honestly, this just shows that you don't have to be amazing at this class. You don't have to have the perfect gear. You can make it through just fine. So that's everything. If you have any questions, please just post them in the comments, and I will answer them the best I can. If you really want to message me in game, you can. My name is Shufflin, and I'm on Sargeras at DRUID, obviously, on Alliance. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for this boss. Good luck, guys, in your kill, and yeah, I will see you in another like 2 years, because that's how often I upload.